All right, good morning, Eagles fans, Philadelphia Eagles fans. Good morning, NFL fans, to week 14 of the 2020 football season, where this day our Philadelphia Eagles take on the New Orleans Saints at 4:25 down the link, where a big change has happened that we all know about. I will talk about, obviously, on this video. Big change for our Philadelphia Eagles, and seeing if this changes the trajectory of our team, not just in the win column, but in the heart column. More to explain. We got beat last week against the Packers. They just flat out played better than us. And it was not, this has been a stretch of games that has been not too desirable to watch on TV. Even though I'm a Birds fan, you guys know that. I watch every single game, every single snap. I mean, losing to the Giants, losing to Cleveland, losing to Seattle, losing to the Packers. It's nothing we want to get used to. Kind of like when we talked about at that Super Bowl parade, we got to get used to winning. Well, right now we're used to losing this season. And why? A lot of turnover in the roster that seems not as well prepared for, like on the offensive line. Secondary, some people, like cornerbacks, are still trying to go out and buy that shutdown corner that we keep doing for years and have mixed results, mainly not too well. Not really investing in linebackers to a place where we have dominant linebackers, not just serviceable ones. Wide receivers that people claim aren't up to it, but I don't know. I don't believe that. And a running game that has done well, but is not trusted. All culminated also with, instead of just sticking with players, a quarterback that seems like he's not making good decisions, but also has been on the run, being sacked a lot, along with questionable coaching decisions. And here's the deal. I feel like there's a part of me that's actually like changing this whole and during this whole year, because it's kind of simple to be the person on the couch making a lot of assumptions about things, and to be very honest, even with myself, that there's so much that we just don't know. So much that happens in the locker room, so much that happens in decision making, where like, what if it's not just Doug Peterson? Like, what if there's some other influences above him that's saying you're going to do certain things to satisfy my requirements for either owning the team or running the team in certain capacities, that like you have to use these certain pieces these ways, and then make it work from there. I mean, for us that have ever worked in like corporate positions or so, a lot of the decisions that you have to make are made for you, and then you have to just make it work and make it seem as if it's your own, because those other individuals aren't going to step up and take responsibility for those, but they're going to kind of pull the strings behind the scenes. Who knows if that's happening or not, along with giving up some of the rights, Peterson giving over some of the rights to the quarterback's coach for play calling. What's going on with Carson Wentz? You can get into all this stuff of the unknown. And normally a video like this is filled up with all that and guessing of stuff, because I'm not sitting in the locker room and talking with all the players all the time and everything. But I'm not going to do that, because today it's about something very simple. It's about heart. I know from being a fan that just has watched the Eagles my entire life, I know that there's an energy change when Jalen Hurts came in. Even if you're a pro-Wentz everything kind of fan, you have to admit there was an energy shift when Jalen Hurts came in, and it just seemed like we're on like this tear, like that touchdown pass to Greg Ward. Reminded us that Greg Ward was on the stinking team, right? And on top of that, you saw like him roll out of the pocket a certain way and just put a ball in the right spot, and then Jalen Reagor like returned the punt, and it seemed like there was this life. And it causes for me to ask questions about what's going on, about Carson Wentz's leadership, and it causes for me with like the eye test saying, hey, look, this just works. I don't care who's the quarterback. I want my Birds to win. And if the team responds to somebody, they respond to somebody. And Carson Wentz, you guys have been watching the channel for a long time. I'm not going to fake the funk. Like, I'm sitting here wearing my Nick Foles Philly Special shirt. So you know where I'm at. I've never mixed words about that. I said that I thought we were keeping the wrong quarterback. Not because, Carson Wentz is trash, and attacking him. And it's, no, that's not. For the system that we have, the coaches that we have, and for the players and what they've actually responded to, Carson Wentz reminds me of, like, in a workplace when you have this kid that comes out of college and his resume looks a certain way, or like, oh, I've dealt in an engineering background most of my life, so like it comes out and it's like, oh, on this resume, this guy, he went to MIT, or he went to, Harvard, he went to Drexel, yeah, go Philly. He went to Drexel, he went to whatever top engineering school, right? Oh, and he got these grades, and man, he's just really smart on paper, and he's got all these measurables we're looking for, and then we're gonna hand him this leadership job, and he's gonna take it, and he's gonna do well, and the company has gotten behind, the Philadelphia Eagles company has gotten behind this, this quarterback engineer that is destined for greatness because he weighs this, he's this height, and he did this in college. And the reality, a lot of those guys don't want to realize is, A, some guys are not ready for that leadership job, right? B, not everybody responds to that person's leadership qualities or tactics or whatever. And I don't know if there's a C. And then, to see, you have to see what actually happens. You can deem a guy whatever you want, whenever you want. But if the players don't respond, they don't respond. And who says that the quarterback has to be the leader? When Nick Foles won the whole thing, he made it clear. He's like, I don't have to come in here and beat my chest and say, I'm the leader of this football team and blah, blah. I mean, I know somebody can probably pull up some clips and say, but on the real, he just was there to do a job. And people respected that. On top of, he said, and as much as I'm just here to do a job, I'm just one component on the chessboard that is here to distribute the ball to other people so they can do their job. And I think it elevated everybody because, he didn't just zone into one or two guys. He's like, no. If you're on the field, you have a job to do, so get open, and I'm throwing you the ball. I'm going to make my reads, and I'm going to throw the ball to whoever's open. And you saw players like Nelson Aguilar, wake the heck up, because it was like, no, wait a minute, he's not a Carson Wentz guy that's going to zone into Zach Ertz or whoever tight end is, because you see that with the stats, we're zoned into tight end, so guys might be just taking on plays. We haven't heard of Fulgham in weeks until you heard Ward catch that 4th down touchdown last week. I haven't heard him at all. You haven't heard Hightower's name in weeks. Jalen Reagor is this #1 draft pick for us, and you haven't heard of this guy. And it's like, where are these guys going? You haven't heard of our running backs torching defenses, coming out of the backfield and just taking the check down pass. Look, we haven't taken just stuff that. It's got to be bigger than that. It's got to be bigger than that big play that you're going to get on the highlight reel. No, it's got to be you're going to build little by little, the possession wide receiver, like Greg Ward. You're going to catch that right there, but you're going to catch it. You're going to gain 3 yards, 4 yards. It might not be that much, but it's going to make us a better, more manageable second and 7 or 6, third and 3 or 4 or something like that. But also you're going to be an engaged player, and the ball can come at you any time. So you're running every route, which means you're running every route, and I know you get paid, but people just don't work that way. Their passion doesn't work that way. So you're going to be running your route, trying to beat their third corner, which I know you can, right? So the energy is going to be different, and you're going to have a guy, the offensive line is going to just block different. It's not going to be looked at as oh, you're just this horrible offensive line. It's no, sometimes Carson Wentz just turns right into a sack. I've seen it so many times. It tries to extend too much, holds the football out here like a loaf of bread or so, and then gets strip sacked and fumbles stuff. It doesn't throw the ball out of bounds. It doesn't take the quick check down, the quick read, and that helps the offensive line look better. The offensive line looks trash partially partially because of the decisions Carson Wentz makes. But he's going to stand up and really take the ownership of it, or is he going to keep on saying the same thing every single week? It's like, oh, I can do better, and I get it. He's not like a bad person, so, but at the same time, I want to see like that heart that changes what you do. And now it's Jalen Hurts' turn to see if he can bring that heart to spark the team and make Philadelphia great again. Sorry, whatever, I just felt it, whatever. But like, can he do these things to elevate the people around him? Can he make those quick reads to the running backs? Get the ball out of his hands fast to keep the defense honest so they come up, allow for the wide receivers to get more open because they're on single coverage so he can start passing up there, and for the offensive line to not take as many shots from media or whoever like that saying, oh, he's been sacked this many times, most in the NFL, the offensive line must be trash. It's not just, can he do that check down stuff? Can he roll out when it's smart and slide, for that 3 or 4 yard gain to get better manageable so we're not sitting there in 3rd and 9 or 10 or something like that? Can he make those touch passes? Does he have the heart to lead? Is he supposedly, are people going to rally around him, or are they going to rally around somebody else? Is he smart enough to not audible out, kill, audible out of every single play? You're always saying kill every single play and stuff, and trust the running game. It's like, no, we got a run coming. I can even tell him, we're coming right here, and offense line, get him. Instead of the uncertainty of like sitting down there like, okay, when we want to run the ball, offensive line, to what I understand, always wants to run the ball. Instead of them coming in and out, it's like, well, this guy's just going to audible out of it again because he wants to pass for 45 times because he wants to look like the savior and hero of the Philadelphia Eagles. Like, no. Our quarterback's going to sit back there and say, no, go get some. Like, we're going to run the ball. We're going to run it down their throat. We're going to control the clock. And you're going to punish the defense, right? And like you want to. You're going to be on the offensive, right? You're not going to be on the pass protection defense. You're going to be on the offensive. And we're going to go smash these guys in the mouth. And then when they least expect it, shoot, we'll let you still run black. I'm going to come back out and pass the ball. And Hightower, you're going to be open out here. Rager, you're going to be over here. Boston Scott, you're going to be flagged out here, and I'm going to take the check down. And we're just going to keep on punching every yard of the day, control the clock, and we're going to also keep the defense off the field so they get healthier, and then they can actually start taking risks when we start scoring long drives. They can start taking risks. They can start getting interceptions. They can start getting fumbles. They can start taking those crazy risks. And then Jim Schwartz's playbook opens up, and he can start, blitzing certain ways. You see what I'm saying? Like, all that can come from one player playing just a little different. That's what I think about. Yeah, I'd like to see that. I'm in with the Eagles no matter what, And I just want to see that fire, that passion. I want to see that energy level. Yeah, we're 3-8-1. My Birds right now suck. We're behind the Giants in Washington. Thank goodness, still above the Cowboys, right? But we're not good. We're still in the race. I understand. But those other 2 teams are turning up the heat, and good for them. Get some upset wins, against Seattle and against Pittsburgh and all that stuff. Good for them. I can't hate on them. They're just playing football, and with great stories like Alex Smith should probably be the comeback player of the year, especially what he went through. I would stand up and clap for that guy. Guy's been through a lot, especially from anywhere from San Fran to Kansas City and out to Washington, the injury and then coming back from that. And if he goes by and even finishes the season, I don't care what happens, I'll clap for that guy. But, from our standpoint, for the things that we can control from the Philadelphia Eagles, gotta play with heart. And today is Jalen Hurts' turn. So I hope we do well. I'm not going to do any predictions. Last week, I predicted every NFC East team wrong, so I'm not doing that this week. I'm just going for my Birds to win against the Saints today. And make us proud, win or lose, by the heart that we play and leave on the field with no excuses. Using every player on our team to do our best to claw our way to victory. Go Birds. I got a little hype. That's how I'm rolling right now. Let's just do this. Jalen Hurts. Number 2 is up. What are you going to do? Bring us hard, baby. Go Birds.